Hello, welcome back. Janine here again. Finally back to tell you more about the Neptune Retrograde. And I'm going to cover the Void of Course Moon for the rest of the month, because I get busy sometimes and just simply don't have time to sit down and do a video, so I want to get ahead on that. And I'm going to be working on the next retrograde coming up here. It starts the 22nd of July. It is a Venus retrograde, which is really a big one and a hard one, and it affects relationships, and it's falling in the Leo moon, and so that moon is about drama. It's not going to be an easy one, folks, and so I'm going to get that information together as soon as possible to help you to prepare. And so anyway, tonight we're talking about Neptune. And that retrograde started on the 30th of June. It's going to last until December 6th. And, when it's direct, Neptune helps us to hide our anxiety and hide the realities in our life that we really just don't want to deal with. And when it enters its retrograde, it loses that strength. And so we no longer have to hide away from, we have nowhere to hide. And so sometimes we will get harshness or pain. Reality can be hard, really, really hard. And so what I did is it's broken down here to the different signs, because it is very similar to the Uranus retrograde. They kind of work together. It is the same basic idea. And a lot of it is about boundaries. And boundaries come up again in the Venus retrograde as well. And so I am going to be doing that little mini class on boundaries, making a power shield, getting your boundaries crystal clear, because our subconscious can't work on it if it isn't clear. We need to make it very clear what we want, what we don't want. There's a few things by invitation only. But we need to make this clear, and if we do, life is much easier and less likely that anybody's going to cross our boundaries. But anyway, back to Neptune. And, Neptune is the planet of illusion, dreams, and fantasies, and when retrograde hits, we don't have as much brain fog, and we see everything a lot more clearly. That isn't really going to help the Venus retrograde either, that we are seeing things clearly. All right, to start with Aries. Now, if you've been wondering what you've been doing wrong lately, this retrograde is going to show you your self-sabotage. You're getting in your own way sometimes. It's going to show you your indiscretions. It's going to make it very clear. And so now is the time to see how these self-undoings are holding you back. And so if you have a 6 name on top of that, then you're in big trouble, because 6 names self-sabotage all the time. Then the Taurus, people that are in the sign of Taurus, this retrograde is going to help you to clearly see the difference between your true friends and your acquaintances. You are long overdue for a reality check in this area of your life. It's a good time to set some boundaries in your relationships. Now, for the Gemini folk out there, if you've been struggling with which path to take in your professional life, this retrograde will help you to see the paths much more clearly. Hopefully you will get inspired and motivated about the future, as your hard work and your dedication has earned you endless possibilities and opportunities. So, take advantage of this. Remember, this one does end, was it December 6th? And so that's how much time you have to help that one to work with you. Might as well let it help you, if possible. And yes, it is on the 6th. All right, then we have the sign of Cancer. And with your great desire to see and experience the world, this retrograde pushes you to look at past experiences and learn deeper lessons from them. It also It's a time to look within yourself for the answers to your questions versus looking elsewhere. So turn to yourself. You've gained tons of information, and re-examine it. Now is the time. It's a retrograde. All kinds of retrogrades. And then for the Leo people, a sign under Leo, if you've been looking for closeness, mutual understanding, or intimacy within the last few months, this retrograde is a time to rethink your relationships and the boundaries that haven't been respected. Use this retrograde to define what is and what isn't acceptable in your relationships with anybody, all your relationships. This should bring about more trust and more respect. And boy, when Venus retrograde starts, it's going to be pretty tough on the Leos, I think. It's going to really double down on that whole thing. Now, for the Virgos, now, keep in mind, it's pretty common that humans fall for the idea of someone versus real love. And so with this retrograde, you're going to be able to see that nobody's perfect and that they can actually be worthy of your affection and love. So take this opportunity to find a balance between romance and practicality in all your relationships. Well, romance not in all your relationships, but look at your relationships a lot closer and realize nobody's perfect. So relax a little bit. Then comes Libra, and the Libra folk, if you have been developing some unhealthy habits or unhealthy dependencies, especially in the last few months, this retrograde will shine a light on them. So get prepared for that. Take this opportunity to take a close look at how you're treating yourself on all levels: physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Are you feeding your soul? This retrograde wants you to nurture yourself in ways that heal your emotional heart and strengthen your immune system. So, you'll be doing real good for yourself. Definitely should be working on it. And then for the Scorpio folk out there, being highly creative, romantic, and passionate people, and you hide behind this really tough facade, this retrograde might be just a little bit of a challenge for you. It is going to encourage you to try some new hobbies that might bring more fulfilling ways to have fun. Now, I know fun is not the top of your priority list, but it may bring you a deeper understanding of happiness, so it's worth a try. And it also wants you to seek lovers who mean what they say. Mean what you say what you mean. So, all right. But I know that most Scorpios, they just really don't spend that much time seeking out fun. All right. Now, for the Sagittarians, it is not easy for you to be completely honest about your family and your home life. Kind of embellish a little bit. Well, this retrograde isn't really going to allow that. It's going to ask you to pay attention to what's working and what isn't working within your family unit. Being honest and being empathetic is going to help you to heal what needs healing, yet in a private way. And being that is important, use this to your advantage because it's going to work for you now. And then we have the sign of Capricorn. Now, little white lies told occasionally is one thing, but too many white lies are going to lead to disappointment lots of disappointment. Now, this retrograde wants you to be honest and direct, but in a sensitive way. It's much better to be honest during this retrograde, or you're going to find yourself in entangling situations. So, be mindful. Alright, for the other Aquarians out there, because I'm an Aquarian, if you've been spending more than you should, or buying expensive things that are maybe a little over the budget, remember how you manage your money could make or break you. This retrograde will remind you that you don't need things to complete you. Alright, you don't need things to fix you, because you don't need to be fixed. So, this retrograde is going to help you to become more of an intentional consumer, one who spends money in uplifting ways versus spending money that depletes you and brings you down. And so this is the time, and this works very directly with the other two retrogrades. So now is the time to be doing this. Alright, for the Pisceans out there, it is not always easy to see ourselves clearly, especially when others are telling us what to do, giving us suggestions, yada yada yada. And so Neptune has actually been moving through Pisces for 12 years. And the whole time pumping up your self-image with love, fantasy, and whimsy. This in turn has increased your sensitivity to criticism. So this retrograde wants you to dig deep and get to know yourself on a level that is free of judgment. And don't forget, your soul is infinite. And you do owe yourself love, respect, and forgiveness. Alright, so that sums up the individual signs for this particular retrograde. And the next one is going to be about Venus. It's a lot of information about Venus. And it works right in with these other two. And so I think the universe is giving us signs. And so I'm going to tell you the rest of the void of course moons for this month, so you can plan out your whole month. And I'm going to try to do this a little bit ahead, maybe a week before the end of the month for the next month. I used to make calendars, but they just got pretty spendy. And in order to have a good and accurate calendar, that's what it took. It's very limited out there. But if it's something that you'd be interested in, if I get enough interest, the price goes down. The more you buy, the better the deal. And so definitely let me know, because I did publish calendars 2-3 years in a row, and they turned out really nice, but just let me know about that. Alright, so today actually we did have a void of course moon. I wanted to get this information out before today, July 6th, but it did not happen. So sorry. That retrograde was from 8:42 a.m. until 12:33 p.m. That's Central Standard Time. We are now in a Pisces moon. Pisces moon is the most spiritual of the moons. And so it's a time that we just don't want to be stressed. We want to do things that help us relax. It is a moon that most people rather enjoy. We tend to crave sleep, meditation, prayer, maybe drugs and alcohol. Whatever induces that trance-like state that will just help us to hide from the harshness of reality. Now, we're very susceptible to emotional assaults of any kind when we're feeling fuzzy, dreamy, wistful, or impressionable. And we are most spiritual, and our boundaries are at their very weakest during the Pisces moon. But we are more compassionative, we are more intuitive, we're sensitive to those less fortunate. it would be a good time to attend a spiritual group or religious gathering. And so that is what we got going on right now. All right, so our next void of course moon is Saturday, July 8th. It is from 1:22 p.m. to 2:19 p.m., less than an hour, and that's Central Standard Time. And then we land in an Aries moon, and the Aries people will have high energy until the next void of course moon, which is Saturday, so you have a little time. And Libra is going to be in low energy, so no triathlons for the Libra folk out there. And then we have the next void of course is Monday, July 10th. It starts at 6:11 p.m. It ends at 6:55 p.m. It's only 44 minutes. And Taurus will be in high energy after that. We will be in the Taurus moon. And so during the Taurus moon, that is the lady at her most solid, most sensual, feeling secure, and well-rooted self. There is no need to stress or worry, and there is no need to change a thing. We tend to resist change, especially change that's not of our making, and we'd rather sit still, enjoy dinner, listen to good music. We appreciate beauty. It'd be a good time to take care of money or other resources, and those are the best activities for us during this moon. So, yeah, the Taurus moon is, we kind of resist having to work. All right, then on to the next one, which is Thursday, July 13th. It begins at 1:11 a.m. It ends at 2:25 a.m. And after that, we will be in the Gemini moon. And so Gemini folk will be in high energy until the 15th. And Sagittarians will be in a low energy. And so with the Gemini moon moves very quickly, causing us to be restless more than usual. We're suddenly in the mood for words, conversations, puzzles, riddles, word games, words. We want two, or at least two, of everything. It's a great time to write a letter, make a phone call, take a short trip. You will find the very best shortcuts just when you need them during a Gemini moon. Now use care not to scatter your energy, because this is a very fickle moon. Alright, then our next one is Saturday, July 15th. Begins at 7:35 a.m. It ends at 12:13 p.m. Then we will be in the Cancer moon. People with the sign of Cancer, high energy for you. And then Capricorn is in low energy. Now, during the Cancer moon, we are the most nurturing of any moon. Concerns turn to home, family, children, mothers. We express our emotions, as well as being sympathetic, understanding, empathetic toward others. We are often in the mood to cook or care for our loved ones. And during this moon, feelings run high. So it's important to be aware of becoming overly sensitive, dependent, or needy. It is a great time to putter around the house, entertain your family, take care of them, and tend to your domestic concerns. Alright, the next moon is the Leo moon, and that begins, let's see, the void of course starts Monday the 17th, starts at 10:06 p.m. It ends at 11:39 p.m. and it's also a new moon, and I'll tell you about that right after I tell you about Leo. And so Leo folk will be in high energy, and Aquarians will be in low energy. Now the Leo moon is drama time. This theatrical sign is known for big entrances, love of display, and the need for attention. During this moon, we are all feeling a need to be recognized, applauded, and appreciated. All that excitement, pride, and emotion can turn into melodrama in the blink of an eye. So be careful about overreacting or being excessively vain during this moon. It's a great time to take in a show or be in a show. Be romantic and express your feelings for someone in regal style. Now, just a little bit about the new moon. New moon's a great time to start something. Absolutely great time. You have a better chance of accomplishing what you're setting out to do if you start it during a new moon. So, little tip. And I don't want to tell the same information every month, so I got a limit on that. Alright. So, then we have the next moon is a Virgo moon. And let's see, that begins, that is Thursday, the 7th, or the 20th, 7:20, begins at 9:08 a.m., ends at 12:13 p.m. So that's the morning. You don't want to take your car into the shop or anything like that. No doctor's appointments. You don't want to do anything that morning because it's not going to turn out. So may as well not waste your time and energy. Alright, Virgo, at the end of this, at 12:14, Virgo is going to be in high energy, and Pisces will be in low energy. Now, during the Virgo moon, that is when we are the most discriminating and detail-oriented. Our concerns turn to fixing and fussing and tending to and taking care of the little details. We'll be in the mood to clean, scour, sort, troubleshoot, and help others to do that. We are more health conscious, work oriented, and duty bound. During this moon, we pay attention to our diet, hygiene, and daily schedule. And so with this new moon being a Virgo moon, that'd be a good time to start a diet or, change your daily schedule, because you'd have a really good chance of sticking to it. If it's a goal, definitely the time to start. Alright, then our next one is the Libra moon. The sun enters Leo on the 22nd, and on the 22nd we have got the void of course moon beginning at 11:06 p.m. and it ends at 12:54 a.m. on the 23rd. Then we'll be in a Libra moon, and the Libra will be in high energy, and the Aries folks will be in low energy. And this is when the Venus retrograde begins. First, I'm going to tell you about Libra, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this Venus retrograde. Holy mackerel. Okay, so first about Libra. We are the most oriented toward relationships and partnerships. So this is really, really good, being that Venus is going to be trying to tear them apart. And so the first day should be all right. So anyway, Libra's job is to restore balance so that you may find yourself in situations of emotional imbalance that require a delicate touch to set it right. That's going to be a little tricky that day. All right, so the Venus retrograde, it begins 4:33 p.m. our time on the 22nd, our Central Standard Time, and it doesn't end until September 3rd at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, since Venus is in Leo, which is the most passionate and flamboyant moon, this will shake up love as we know it. It can bring a reckoning for relationships, making you seriously think about what you really, really want or what you don't want in a partner. A good relationship can support you in being your very best and most genuine self. So there is a lot of stuff about relationships, and holy cow, it's not going to be easy. And then another thing about the Venus retrograde, don't initiate new investments. They will look good now, but before the end of the retrograde, they're going to lose their value. So nothing new. Okay? All right, now back to the couple we have left here. Tuesday, July 25th. The void, of course, begins at 10:05 a.m. and it ends at 11:55 p.m. So this is an all-day event. That is not a day you're going to want to be doing anything new. Don't set any important appointments. Maybe just take the day off. That may be easier. But Scorpio will be in high energy at the end of it, and Taurus will be in low energy. All right, now the Scorpio moon is definitely the most intense moon. We feel everything to the nth degree. Passion, joy, jealousy, betrayal, love, and desire. It just like everything is to the nth degree. And so it will almost make us obsessed during this moon. Be careful about being secretive, suspicious, or brooding over an offense that was not intended. It's a great time to investigate a mystery, do research, or allow yourself to become intimate with someone you love. And then our next one is Thursday, July 27th. Void, of course, begins at 5:36 p.m., ends at 7:24 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then the Sagittarians are going to be in high energy, and the Gemini are going to be in low energy. And so with the Sagittarian moon, it is the most optimistic. Keep that in mind. That's going to be a good day for making up if there's been any problems from the retrogrades. We're more likely to shrug things off, let things go, and laugh about it. This is a great time to take off on an adventure, or taking a seminar on a topic that you've always been interested in. Spend some time outdoors, be spontaneous, laugh, and just be careful about excess, waste, overdoing. That's the only bad things about that moon. And so otherwise it's a really, really good moon. So take advantage of that one. And then the Capricorn, that void, of course, starts on the 29th of July at 6:51 p.m. and ends at 10:44 p.m. Now, the Capricorn will be in high energy at the end of that void, of course, and the sign of Cancer, those folks are going to be in low energy. And so the Capricorn moon is the most organized, practical, and businesslike moon. We tend to be dutiful, cautious, and pessimistic. We prefer to work rather than play. Our future goal becomes all important. We tend to family business. We act responsibly. It's the adult moon. We take charge of something, or we organize a part of our life that's become scattered. Now is the time to set down those rules and guidelines, and it's time to sit patiently, listen, and learn. Watch out for acting too businesslike at the expense of other people's emotions. Alright, then the next one is the last one of the month. It lands on Monday, the 31st of July, and it begins at 9:13 p.m. It ends at 10:58 p.m. At the end of that wood, of course, the Aquarians are going to have high energy, and Leos will be in low energy. And with that, the Aquarian moon is the rebel moon, and it does bring out the rebel in everybody. We're prone to extremes and abrupt reactions. We're ready to break out of our ruts. We're ready to try something different, and to make sure that everyone sees that we're unique individuals. Personal freedom and individuality are extremely important. Not a good day to propose. Our schedule may become topsy-turvy, and our causes may become urgent. Caution regarding becoming fanatical, acting deliberately rebellious without reason, or breaking tradition just for the sake of breaking tradition. And so that is the vorticourse moon for the month of July. And then Tuesday, August 1st, it is a full moon. And I just want to let you know ahead of time, if you have a selenite plate, you can charge it and work with it. And what you do is you write a letter of the things that you want in your life, what you would like to see, your goals, and you work with a selenite plate and the letter, put it under the light of the full moon, and it helps things to happen a whole lot faster. And so I will maybe do a little segment on that coming up, just to show you what I'm talking about. And that's about a wrap for this time. So I've taken a half hour of your time. I appreciate you being here, and be looking for that Venus retrograde information, because this is serious stuff, kiddos. I'm telling you, this is not going to be an easy combination, and I believe before it's over we are going to have a Mercury retrograde in there too. So that one is not going to make it any easier for sure. So anyway, thank you for listening. If you'd like more of this content, please hit like and share. If you would like to be notified when I post, please subscribe and hit that button. The little bell will let you know when I have posted something. So thanks again for being here. It means a lot to me that you're interested, and I have some fun stuff coming up. Yeah, fun stuff, kind of like, well, geez, I saw a deer. What does that mean? Oh boy, oh boy. There's all kinds of very interesting things that the animals are telling us, if people only knew. So anyway, have yourself a good one. Thanks so very much. Take care now. Bye-bye.